What's up, Vol Nation? This is Jared Garantano here. Welcome back to week 2 of my newly founded YouTube page. Just want to say thank you so much for all the likes, the comments, the subscribes that you guys have thrown my way. Week 1, it's been an absolute blast. I mean, social media has just been booming. I'm super grateful for every single one of you guys that have reached out and have commented, tweeted at me, whatever it was. I could not have thanked you enough, right? Obviously, week 1 was a little bit of trial and error. I don't know much about YouTube. Truly, there was noises in the background, obviously, and I'm trying to figure out how I can communicate better. Everything is in the works. I had a little funny video right here for you guys. When people ask me how it's going or some certain things, this is literally my only reaction.
It's only my third day out here. It's only my third day out here.
Literally, it's only my third day out here, literally. But no, I just like I said before, I cannot thank you guys enough. Obviously, this week is going to be a big week going into Georgia. We are going to hit today this ETSU football game from 2 days ago. Be able to harp on that. We had a lot of good, some bad, but all in all, when you're able to set a school record in points, listen, you got to be a little bit happy with that. So, some things to clean up. We'll talk about it. We'll talk through it. If you guys have any questions or anything, please comment, reach out to me. Next video, I'll be able to kind of answer those within this time period. But like I said, we're going to watch this video, watch this tape. Then we're going to kind of move on to Georgia. I'm going to make a video off Georgia defenses, some of the things that I see off them, how the different ways that we can expose them or different ways that we can be able to get some points, create a really good football game for them, and make it a very difficult time on their defense. Also going to do a couple of quarterback breakdowns. So the page is going to be blossoming. There's going to be a lot of things going on. I appreciate you guys, and let's get this thing started. So first play here. Okay, so we're going to go 2x2 wide. We're going to go motion into mini dose. So dose 2x2, 12 personnel here. Okay, so mini dose formation. So right now, I paused it. You see the right tight end. He's arcing out. When you arc out, that means you are right tight end from the offense. So the closest one to the boundary to the left side. He's arcing this defensive end. Now you see GY counter coming this way, making sure that this end steps out with this tight end. You're going to have the guard pulling, kicking out. Then you're going to have the Y on the opposite side, filling through the hole. And then you see down blocks all around from right tackle all the way down, right guard, center, everybody. Look at that. Awesome first play. You're catching them in a 3 buzz look right now. You see the safeties at the top of the screen buzzing down. The bottom safeties rolling. And you can absolutely drive a bus through that hole right there. Very good. Very good start to the game, obviously. Good perimeter blocking right there. Maybe if we could have held it for like maybe 1 or 2 more seconds, we could have kept going with that momentum. But all in all, excellent first play. So right there, we had 2x2 wide. We motioned them down. So obviously the box is going to change a little bit. We're going to tighten up. They go right into an under front, or basically whatever it is, under, over, depending on who's the Y, who's the F in the 12 personnel. So they obviously go shade to the boundary. You got down blocks from the right guard, right tackle, right? Literally on 90 and 10. So they're blocking them. Excellent. They're getting to their keys. Soon as that guard kicks out number 0, you have the tight end replacing for 32. Excellent job. Now we got to make sure when the tight end fills that his head is up right there, especially going into Georgia. Like, these linebackers are super aggressive, super downhill, and they shed blocks like you guys you couldn't even believe. So obviously we got to fill a little bit better, because if we don't, the Georgia players will be able to make this play. But all in all, we were able to get to the second level. 5 yards, makes him miss, and we have great running backs. So if we can get this type of run game going early this week, that'd be awesome. But listen, first play of the game, great play design, good job by the Vols. Play 2, back to the mini dose. So 12 personnel. We're selling that same insert inside zone play action that we talked about versus Syracuse. So we had a heavy box, right? So we count it. 4 D linemen. We have 1, 2, 3 linebackers within the box. And we have also safety rolling down. So it's turning into an 8-man box post-snap. This is true pass play, and this is where they're running their hinges. Hinges are 12 to 10-yard basic curls, but instead of curling back to the quarterback, they're going right back their stem. Stem means literally the 10 yards from start to finish, them running straight, right back down. Running right back down, quarterback throws downhill, just like he's supposed to be. Excellent finish on that catch. Very, very good. Great decision by Joey, working the field. This is basically the read on this one is if it's single high, throw away from the safety rotation. Okay, so you see number 9 right here in the bottom left of the screen. He's rotating down. He's looking at that. He pauses. Boom. Excellent. He takes away the boundary throw. When you have mirrored concepts as a quarterback, you want to be thinking throw the easiest throw that you possibly have, okay, until it's taken away. So right here, you see number 9 takes away that boundary route, that boundary hinge, so he works right to the hit, right to the field, easy catch and throw. I love how our wide receiver gets vertical there. Who was that? Matthews. He played an awesome game. Okay, so now we're going with some tempo, 3x1. The Y is off, so the tight end is off here. We are going another GY counter. Guard kicks out the end. Y is leaking up the field for the mic. Quarterback is responsible for this DN if he was to hand it off or if he didn't want to throw it out here. He's responsible. That means he has to read him. If he crashes, he pulls. If not, he hands the ball off. Right here, we're good enough for the box to honestly run the ball. But if you see right now what Joey's seeing, you're seeing these 2 cornerbacks or these 2 DBs off of our 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. He thinks that we're able to go make one-on-one somebody miss, okay, especially with that much depth. He spits the ball out. Now it's time to make him go miss. Last week we talked about how the different RPOs can be good versus certain things. We talked about the 2-over-2, throwing the smokes out there, throwing the now screens out there, how it could be a little bit tougher of a thing just based off of the fact of the numbers. But if you have a guy that's that far off and you have that much space for a wide receiver to make him miss or get 5 yards, that's a great play. Right here at bottom of the screen, you see the wide receiver is blocking his tail off, right? He's going balls to the wall, trying his hardest to get the block for his teammate, which I love. Okay, we make a miss. This receiver is not expecting him to break outside. Obviously, he aimed for his inside shoulder so that he's able to get upfield. Soon as he feels this wide receiver break outside or the cornerback trying to latch off, let go there. He lets go. He uses his stiff arm. He's still able to get outside. But he doesn't. He latches on. Penalty. Good pop. Good throw. Let go now. Tough call, obviously. But the thing that I do like is he's trying to block his hardest, right? Like that's positive things to see. Now we can fix how to block very easily. Now we got 2x2, Y off again. It looks to me like they're going some sort of insert with a now screen up top and back and forth. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going back. Sorry about this, guys. So literally I've been working on different platforms to be able to draw and to rewind and pause and do these different things. So a little bit easier than this one. So I definitely have a new mic. I don't know if you guys noticed. I might sound a little bit better. If I sound worse, I might just throw it in the garbage, but we'll see. All right, so right now we have a 6-man box, obviously 7 showing. If we look at the left hash, the linebacker inside, he could blitz because his safety, it could play him man-to-man. They can go 2-over-2. But right now we have a 6-man box and we're blocking with 6 people if we were to hand it. Top of the screen, we had a bubble route, a bubble RPO, and at the bottom we have almost like a 7-step glance, bang 8 type of route. Okay? On this one, he sees safety rotation. We're thinking the bang 8, but on the right hash, you see the safety's not getting off, so we definitely cannot throw that. This is a miscommunication from ETSU here. So you look at the top of the screen, they're about to blitz both of these players. That's just bad ball. And that's what, honestly, that's what you'll get from some of these teams that you guys like, that we verse or whatever, anybody versus in college football. Some of the tougher teams to go against are the teams that do things that aren't very sound or they have mental errors, because as a quarterback, as an offense, you're not used to that really playing in the SEC. You're used to more sound football. You're used to seeing what you see on tape, and they're going to basically do that unless they throw a wrinkle at you. But here, Joey's seeing 2-over-2. He's not thinking to throw this. Just pre-snap. And obviously, he's back away, so he's going to turn his back If he does look at it, then maybe he does pop it, but we're not expecting somebody to blitz because that's just unsound, right? This outside linebacker should be, if they're in a 3-4 like they are, should be blitzing off and having C-gap responsibilities. But the fact that the safety blitzes, they're dead wrong, okay? Dead wrong. You can't do that. That's just unsound football. And like I said, the bang in at the bottom of the screen, the safety doesn't get off the hash, so we can't throw that, okay? Then we'll see from the interior blocking-wise, it's just tough because they're moving late, and for offensive linemen, movement late can mess up their read keys. They can mess up their steps, especially on a play like this where you have this end diving down. So whenever this end is diving down, you know that they're pressuring off the edge because of just gap responsibility. Not very good. But listen, you play another down. You play to live again. 2x2 wide. You get motion. They're playing a combo coverage, it seems to me, right now. So they're going right now, top of the screen, quarters. Bottom of the screen, they're playing like a sort of a combo coverage. And like I said, the linebackers dropping out deep, or is that the nickels dropping deep? They're just trying to get 4 over 3 to the bottom of the screen. Right now, we throw now screen. Tough. You got to catch it first. But they had 4 over 3, so regardless, it would be a tough play to make. Very light box here. It looks like, to me, that number 6 and that safety switched responsibilities. That safety rolled downhill fast, and number 6 was going to go become this quarter safety. But like I said, good design, good call. It's just tough because you don't really see these type of things from certain teams in the SEC or certain whatever, but you'll catch them in these type of games just because the defenses or offenses are just trying to throw everything at you just to try to confuse you, which it'll happen. 2x2 wide. All right, so right now we're seeing cover 0, right? So no safeties. Looks like there's a heavy box right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we only have 6 people able to block, so that's tough for us. We would either, if we were seeing cover 0, we'd either have to throw our now screens, hitches, bring the tight end in to max protect. Those are just along the lines. Some things to do. Maybe throw out cuts with number 2, which would be the tight end here, or the slot's already at the top of the numbers, or the bottom of the numbers at the top of the screen. They're kind of out of it. Can't run a slant there because it'll be inside leverage, by the way. So maybe an out cut by tight end at the bottom, go right by number 1. We'll see. Okay, so this is another good thing. So this is a good disguise. If they don't bring it, okay, the only thing that they're going to drop out to is, and this is why film study is important, they're going to drop out to most likely quarters or cover 2, okay? So if they do play cover 2 at the bottom of the screen, this guy that's on the line of scrimmage, their defender, he's going to have to play almost man-to-man. It's almost going to be like 2-man simulated. Safety at the bottom of the screen is going to have to split the difference, and obviously he's going to have to help more so to the slot receiver because it's going to be tough for that defender to play full speed through the seam. Okay, so like I said, they drop out. This is where, right now, top of the screen, they're playing they're trying to play the same coverage, but obviously with the wide splits, this guy going all the way to the slot's not going to be able to get there with speed. One thing by both corners that I do not like very much is obviously they didn't reroute and they didn't sink. So as a cornerback in cover 2, if you have just multiple verticals and you have no back or anything coming to the flat, you should be sinking, making this an even tougher throw for the quarterback. Now, from Joey's perspective, he picks the boundary because it's, like I said, if it's all even or equal, throw the boundary. And also the splits up top would probably prevent you from throwing verts anyway. Verticals, verts, that's like a little terminology there. Okay, so that corner at the bottom of the screen, obviously you guys see my picture. I'll move it. Oh, no. My bad. I can't do it. See, I'm just still learning. It's my it's my 3rd day out here, like little Uzi said. This corner at the bottom of the screen should be sinking, right? He should be able to see that there's no flat defender, sink, make it a little bit tougher throw. Good job by Joey here, throwing the ball on the line, reading that safety. If that safety's playing inside, throw it outside. Whenever he makes this throw again, he's going to have to throw it a little bit higher, right? A little bit higher and a little bit more of a back shoulder to get away from this safety. And also this corner will probably be at the goal line in this situation. So a higher throw would be more beneficial, but same type of pace, I should say, not arc. A little bit more arc, same type of pace, and then that's still a really, really good throw. All in all, we'll take it. Touchdown. Good pass pro by the O-line. Might have been a free play there. I don't know if somebody jumped off. All right, we got 3x1. When I say 3x1, the first number is how many receivers by the next one. Okay, so we have 3 receivers at the top of the screen. 3x1 formation. 3x1, tight end off, Y off. We got fly motion from the slot. Basically wide zone. Good play. If we can pick up 5 yards and first down, that's excellent, especially for us with tempo. So we got F-fly motion. Right now, so they mixed it up. They started in a 4 down front. Now they're going to their 3 down front, and they're just mixing it up on us. And that's why it's very key that our offensive line, especially that with newer starters, is able to vocalize and communicate and remember their reads and rules whenever we play a team that switches fronts up like this. Good job. Look at hat on a hat. Left guard, left tackle. Left guard helps out the left tackle on number 1. Secure that block. Then he goes up to number 10. Center, excellent job. Getting to number 32. Now, that's what we call hat on hat. When I say hat on hat, that means body on body. Offensive line are blocking their right players. Awesome. Now, right here, safety makes a great play. Safety comes down really, really fast. And this is just a great job by them. Obviously, he did his job. Obviously, he got ran over. Great run by a running back, but he did his job defensively. So we got 2nd 5 here. Another 3x1 tight end off. Show ball. We have, let me go back. Sorry about that. So for the next play, we have GY counter again. So GY is guard and Y is the tight end. GY counter. It looked like Joey liked something on the outside right here. So right now we see a 5-man box. Realistically, the guy that's standing by the ref could be in the box count. He's a run player. So maybe you want to say 6-man box. Regardless, we're still good to run the ball. Who can blitz right now or who can affect that run? If they roll to single high, there's boundary safety at the top of the screen, roll down, or if this guy that's a nickel player, outside linebacker on the hash to the bottom of the screen, blitz. That would create an advantage for the defense. That's why RPOs are such a good thing. So, like I said, the safety at the top of the screen creates a 7-man box. He blitzes. So now with our GY counter, we don't have enough to go block that. So from the perspective of quarterback, let's throw this thing. Super good job running this route full speed. And the way that they do this thing, which is super cool that I've never noticed before, is whenever they're running their choice routes from the slot off run game action, they'll run 7-8 yards or whatever the distance is or depth is. And as soon as they chop their feet and break out, as soon as they chop their feet to stop their right, they'll break out to the sideline to get away from that conflict defender, which would be the guy, the nickel Sam that was on the hash. That's the only person that can get back into play. So look at this slot receiver at the bottom of the screen. Sits it down, fades out. You'll see it over and over again in this game that they did it. Awesome job. Great throw by Joey. Way to see the box count. Good play by the Vols. Got GY count in the backfield. Good job by the tight end arcing out if he can't get through. Arcing out means basically getting outside the tackle if he can't fit through the B gap in the counter. Okay, we got bunch formation to the left. Guard pull. And we're showing wide zone with the running back, running straight 3 verts. Okay? When we're reading these verts, the receiver that's going to the opposite hash right next to this referee and on the right hash, his route is most likely dead in any sort of cover 3 look. That's a really good cover 1 beater. Like last week when I was talking to you guys about the Gronk play, the same sort of route, somewhat similar, an over route, good versus cover 1, especially when we were pulling the guard and you have these linebackers super downhill. Cover 3, not so good route. Cover 3, you get the money right here on the bank shot. So this is what Sean Payton, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions, Amon-Ra, this is what they run. They run bank shot seams. So this is a really good versus 3 match. You're going to have an outside leverage defender. You're going to stem at him, okay? When I say stem, you're going to run right at him. I'm going to try to back this thing up. And this is going to be what Miles is doing, the tight end. You're going to stem at him, then slip inside, okay? The tight end's right next to the left tackle. He's going to stem at his outside defender, slip inside. Great job by Joey with the ball fake. Obviously, guard pull, we talked about last week, is going to get these linebackers to react to the run. Great timing here. Slips inside, ball's coming out. Great job. Outside guy just has a runoff go for the love of the game. And then we have, if they all sink and they don't react to the run, we have our running back leaking out to the swing. You asked, and listen, another point, I'll just throw that out there. The bottom of the screen had a slant. So what we're trying to do with the slant, this is why it's a man-to-man beater. If it's man-to-man or they send cover 0 or blitz, we can throw the slant. But really, it's a decoy to get that corner out of there. So if that corner gets out of there and it's taken with the slant, then we have that over, like I was talking about, right there, that's going towards the ref. We have that over versus cover 1, and we have that whole side of the field. Great shot by Joey. Very nice, very good. Great route by Miles as well. Two by two. Insert. We're good here. We won't replay that. 2x2 insert. We got, I'll call this a 6-man box. This is an odd front. 6 is really a run defender. But if we can make contact with him 4 or 5 yards down the field, that's money play. We'll take 4 or 5 yards every time we run the ball. A little funky defense. Like I said, you'll get that from different opponents like these. Right now, looks like kind of like a quarters coverage. If they had safety at the bottom of the screen, rolls, then maybe it's going to 3 buzz. But top of the screen, like I said, with quarters, these safeties can be run defenders as well. So he's going to take away any type of glance throw at the top of the screen, if there was one. If not, then he's going to become that run defender late. Bottom of the screen, we have this is the famous play that, it's not really famous, but Alabama was running a lot with Tua, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. They had Mechie. They had all the boys, right? They had really, really good receivers at that time. Henry Ruggs, all of them. So at the bottom of the screen, they're running their 5-step glances, 5-step bangs from the slot receiver. Super good in the red zone, super good versus any type of cloud coverage, which cover 2 or too high, especially if these safeties are deep. The run fake will get this outside linebacker that's on the hash to suck into the run. Then basically you're throwing right behind his ear, expecting him to be right there, anticipating it. Then bottom of the screen, below the numbers, our outside receiver is most likely going to run a 5-yard level, 5-yard under to be number 2 in the progression. That would be typical. That's how Alabama ran it. That's kind of how they took over with Lane Kiffin and the whole thing of RPOs. See, that's a delay at the bottom of the screen. You see that bang route? We just missed it. Okay, great. Like I said, though, this is a great decision. Obviously, a little bit high of a throw. Catchable somewhat. Right here, that's open. Okay. Joey will make that throw. We can make that throw. We can make that catch as well. Very difficult, obviously, going away, but next time we see it, we'll make that throw and catch. And now that's the thing that's cool to me. I wanted to show you guys a little tidbit of, like, when I watch film, I'm always looking at, like, quarterback reactions, seeing what they think. Like, right there, I'll say, like, maybe we could have caught it. But I'm going to go very slow after this. Okay. He hops up. He knows he missed it. Claps, head down. He's saying, I want that one back. Then he looks at the sideline, taps his chest, and then he points and says, "Good call to coach." Tap, that's me. Good call. I got you next play. That's like, those are the little things that makes football so special. Like, those are things obviously not many people see, but when you try to put yourself in the mind of a quarterback, that's the exact thing that just happened right there. 2x2 wide, looks like another cover 0 look, right? Last time they ran some sort of Tampa 2 match. It wasn't really 2-man because that corner fell off. But We have the same look here. Now let's see what they do. Are they going to play cover 0 or are they going to go back to the 2? If I was them, I'd play cover 0 just because the last time they ran 2, they got smoked on it for a touchdown, you know? So let's see this. They got a funky front. They're showing a lot of body, standing up, walking around. We get a little bit wider with splits at the top of the screen. Make the box a little bit clearer. Okay, now we have a 7-man box. 7-man boxes, I wouldn't typically think to run the ball, to be honest. That might just be a decision for Coach Heupel, whatever it is, if he sees something he likes. But 7-man box might be a little bit tougher to run. And then they bring cover 0. Yeah, we don't have enough. And I don't know how he managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's a beast, but that's just tough. Obviously, last time they ran this, they backed out, and then this time they run it, they played cover 0. Go to the next play. So we kick a field goal there. Okay, we got another one. So 1 by 3. We got a tight end to the boundary and then 3 receivers, 12 formation. So this is the same exact choice route that we were talking about before at the top, at the end of slot. One thing that I saw that I didn't really like as much about this route, the tempo. I don't know if he's supposed to be running it like 60%. I'm thinking get there full speed since it's a run and you don't want the lineman down the field. But if you look at the slot receiver, I don't think he runs his fastest. I think if he explodes with speed, we can get the ball out even sooner, and then he's going to fade out to the sideline and get away from that conflict player. And also helps that safety if he's downhill. It's a little bit of a redirect for them to make the throw or make the catch, and as well as make the tackle for the safety. Good catch, good throw, good read there. 2 over 2. Wish he would have ran it a little bit faster. Make that. I think they're reading it. See, he double clutches that. He's expecting him to be there right now. "12 personnel. This is a super cool play here. We got guard pulling, and we also have guard on that left side. He's pretending like he's faking the insert, but realistically, he's filling in his same responsibilities as he would be running if it was GY counter to the left. So he's faking it, coming right back down. Unfortunately, that it's tough for that guard because they're super downhill or super down the line, so he can't really fit him up the way he wants to. He makes a great, great run here. Wait till you guys see the backfield. Great run. Maybe a little bit of a hold by a receiver. But listen, we got hat on a hat. We go a little bit jumbled up there, but our running back made a great play. And that was a variation of GY counter out of that dose look. Load the box, basically like duo here. Get stopped. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. We miss blocks, though, sometimes. Sometimes we don't fit up the right way. Luckily, that's only first down. Okay, we got a heavier box here. Running for a type of counter. That's an easy one. Walk in. Very nice. You got a heavy box, you can always put an RPO. You can always put a dart or something on the outside. Dart is a one-step slant. You can always have a pick play if you see cover 0 on a goal line. Right here, counter, kick out block. Y fits up perfectly. Missed a block. He whiffed. But listen, touchdown. Yeah, he knew it too. He slammed his hand. All good. These type of things happen early in the season. Now, what can happen is them happen next week, right? We got to be on our A game next week. So we got 2 by 2 formation. We got 12 personnel, 2 tight ends to the boundary. Okay. Usually call this flank formation. We got guard pull. Nice. So we right here is all right. So this is an excellent play. This is one that I really wanted to talk about. So we had guard pull. We had flip formation, guard pull. Obviously, we want the linebackers and everything to suck into the run. Right here, this is the Juwan Jennings teach tape. One of his best routes that he ever ran was this type of route. It's a sail / like banana route. So from the top of the screen, the slot is going to sit there and sell a over route, just like they kind of did. You'll see it later in the game. They ran post over or post cross, but he's going to sell this over route, or he's going to sell this, get vertical, Then after it, he's going to break off into the sail. He's going to break off 16 to 18. Outside receiver probably have a post. Bottom of the screen, a dig. And that's the progression here. So it's either going to be a post or go on the outside. Slot's going to have a sail or a banana route. Bottom of the screen, dagger. And then right after that play fake, we'll have flat control. When I say flat control, it's that it's a person in the flat to hold if there was underneath coverage, if he had to layer this ball over someone. Luckily, we were able to get this guy manned up, matched on our receiver. Great throw, great catch. Let's watch that one more time. Oops, sorry about that. Watch this one more time. So like I said, this is the Juwan Jennings 101 right here. Watch the slot receiver. Sells it, gets him running inside. They're thinking, oh, he's going to run over. Plants his foot, gets vertical. Plants again, gives the quarterback an indication step on when to throw it, where he's going. Great route. Great throw and catch, safety. Safety laid the boom on that one, but listen, you got to make difficult catches. That's an excellent job. Great pass pro here. Right here, you get the guard pulling. Excellent. Everything's good in the interior so that it leads to our running back being able to become flat control. Great job, great play. One of my favorite plays from that first half of the game. All right, so we got our dose formation here. Running back hops over, 3 down front. Tough one here. You guys will see this one from the back end. Could be a good play. I think that our tight end here, just a tough block. He misses his block. So on this one, you're arc releasing. So when I say arc releasing, you're avoiding number 22. That's our read key at quarterback. Joey feels like he slams down. I don't know if he does. I don't know if he doesn't. Listen, but he made this decision. If he felt like he doesn't, I think we have a pretty good run here. Right now, we're running tight end flat with 87 lead blocking. So from the standpoint of Miles 87, I'm thinking that this is going to be an outside hitter. So right now, I'm not really thinking as much throwing my right shoulder in there. I'm thinking about getting a position block and aiming for his outside shoulder so that our tight end has a place to run. He throws his shoulder, and instead of it being one-on-one with number 5 and maybe being able to get 5-6 yards, he has to cut back because he sees so much color, turns into a not-so-good play. So it could have been a good play, just a little small fine detail on that one. Mini dose here, show ball. Mini dose is the 12 personnel formation. And we're running our hinges again. Easy peasy. Hinges 12 to 10, back down to stem. Easy catch and throw. Great job. Great route by Braz. Very good protection. Show ball. They're dropping out. One-on-one on the outside. Super easy. Clean football. So right now we got a 3-by-1. So like I said before, this is awesome. I remember that they were running that variation. So instead of running the banana second, they ran the banana first, and now they're running their cross. Okay, their cross type play. From the slot perspective, the slot has an 18 to 22 yard over. The bottom of the screen has a post clear out, alerted versus quarters. And then the top of the screen, after the cross by the slot, top of the screen has a 15 to 18 yard dagger route. Pure progression. So pure progression with an alert. Alert the post, progress onto the cross. You also have flat control here if you want to see it pop and they get a lot of depth to the dig. I'm going to replay it from this jump so you guys can kind of foresee the quarterback's read keys on this one. Okay, so right now we're seeing possible cloud, so we might be able to get the post, honestly. Then they rolled a single high. Post is dead. Flip the hips. We're thinking over, dig, and we also have wide open and flat if we were able to get that to that progression if we liked it. Awesome, awesome job, right? These linebackers are getting depth. The cross is covered. Running back leaks out. This is just a tough one. I never really understood on the tape why the flat turned into like a wheel route. That's not really progression. I think he just needs to settle right there, show numbers probably a little bit closer to the numbers, I think. Show your chest to the quarterback so you have more room. It turns into like a little bit of a weird kind of throw for the quarterback and weird for the running back. Probably never did that in practice, but if you did, If you did do that in practice, I expect to catch there. Really good read by Joey. Really nice play. Dose to 2x2 wide. Heavy box here, right? We're seeing 7-man box possibly type of cover 0. They do send it. Good. Excellent job by Joey getting that ball out. So right there we had hitch dig, call it ditch. Hitch dig, you're reading off that player that's playing number 2. If he bites down on the hitch, you got the dig wrapping right around. Also call it wrap. Another NFL term for it. Good job. Catch, get down. Put that on his outside shoulder. Maybe he can turn on the outside, use a stiff arm. 2x2 wide. Very easy. I like the wider the splits, the easier it is to determine coverage. Can't really disguise 2x2 wide on defense unless you guys have super sick DBs that can be able to disguise and get to their final landmarks. This play I didn't really like very much, but it's also tough on Miles. Wish we would have caught that one. So for this play, I've seen it before. I was trying to figure it out, what we were trying to get to. This play is a super good 2-man beater or man-to-man beater. Mostly really 2-man. The tight end is typically going to go on a 10 to 12 yard out route here. 2-man, it's awesome because he's inside leverage the DB, so you can kind of roll it, and then you have a slant or type of an underneath it to get that corner to get out of there. Right here, like I said, it's tough because sometimes you verse teams that don't really do their responsibilities. This guy that's over him, over Miles, should be playing him. He gets bumped by the corner, throws his landmark off, turns into a 6-yard route. Still got to catch the ball. Still got to catch the ball there. Still got to be able to convert. But so that was the progression there. Right now they have a 4 down front. They're basically going 60 pro, 2 jet pro, whatever you want to call it. Man-to-man on the right tackle. Right guard's going to 90. Center's eyeing up 33 all the way out just in case they have to sort it out with the left guard, left tackle. Good shit by the running back. Tough one. Got to be able to convert on that. Got to be able to convert on that. Ball on the 2-yard line, or 1st and 5, my bad. 1x3 formation out of 12. Right now you're seeing 2 over 2 at the top. Eyes on, definitely cover 0. Running our counter scheme. I wish our tight end would have arced release on this one, right? If you can't get through the hole, just keep furthering out your track and the running back will follow. So you'll see guards going to kick out. This guy hammers down at the left end, hammers down, does a really good job shortening, tightening the hole. Soon as this guard feels this, or as soon as this tight end feels this, he should be looping around the guard pulling and going outside, not hammering in. And if he does, he probably should be fitting in that backside A. So if he went around, not saying that it would be a good play, but maybe we have another hat there. Okay, defense wins too sometimes, right? And especially if they're moving around in the goal line area, it's tougher. Tougher on the offensive eyes. Another cover 0. Duo downhill. Just straight up man blocking, double teams. Very good execution. Very good execution. Just get vertical. We have vertical, eyes up. Right guard, right tackle there. Had that linebacker that they were supposed to block. He actually went outside the right tackle, so kind of took himself out the play. He does that, we should be able to run the ball downhill for a touchdown. And if not, go right back to it. Good. Got to be able to secure the A gaps though. I didn't like this very much on this play. See that? Got to secure the A gap. Our right guard should be stepping down. Okay, eyes got to be up, stepping down for 10. 10 makes this play. Georgia linebackers make that play, right? Got to be able to see that. Kirby's watching all this film too, right? So he's being able to see the weaknesses, being able to see the different things that we're doing offensively that he can attack. Super excited for that chess match between him and Coach Heupel. This was super cool. Basically an unbalanced formation. Inside zone, reading the end, but you have, instead of a tight end going to the flat punching out, you have our ex-receiver doing it. And then great blocking on the outside. Awesome play. Super cool disguise there. We went from Literally 4 receivers on one side, 4-by-0. Outside receivers on, tight ends on. We motion him. This receiver's off the ball. Punches out. Awesome. We call it slip. You can call it slip. You call it punch out. Those type of things right there. He's slipping back outside. Awesome play. Reading that end. This is a touchdown here. All right, this is a play that I wish we had back. So when you look at it, oops, sorry about that. Okay, so when you look at it, we're going to go down blocks. We're going to go toss sweep here. The point man, so it's bunch. The point man is a guy that's on the line of scrimmage, the receiver. I don't know if that Brazel, Staley, I don't know who that is. Okay, so we do a good job. We go down, we secure that block. Now our outside receiver is going down, down, pull. As soon as he goes down right here, he shuffles out. He misses his block, unfortunately. All he needs to do is body him up, force him. Instead, the linebacker read and reacts. And instead of sitting here having our tackle blocking this corner for a touchdown, and we have our running back run through that hole, linebacker's able to make the play. Tough, tough, tough. This one could have been a touchdown, boys and girls. Let's watch it again. Down blocks. Receiver down, tight end, blocking the nickel, who's containing outside. We got to make sure our tackles' eyes are up, obviously, and then DBs are always going to make offensive linemen miss in space, so you got to be able to break down, chop feet, just get a piece, right? This is where you'll see it. Good job by 14. Then Matthews. See right there. We get that. We have everything we want. We get that block by that linebacker. We block 45. We get everything we want. Instead, loss of game. Game of inches. Game of inches. But like I said, this is the fact that they're going to the right people is a positive. Now let's get that block and sharpen our tools up. 3-by-1 here. Show ball. We got our hinges, all hinges. So these are deep choices. Hinges, you see that corner back off or get depth. You can't get by them. Sit it down at 12 yards. Excellent. Easy pitch and catch. For when you have 2 receivers doing it, it's a little bit easier, right? So I'll talk about this a little bit, not too much. Top of the screen, is there a conflict player? Yes, that safety can roll down, and he can also take away that hinge. Bottom of the screen, when usually a safety rolls down, the opposite's usually matching. When I say matching, they're playing like most likely like 3 match. It almost turns into like a man-to-man-ish. Okay, so that slot goes out. The slot receiver does the same thing as the ditch. Now the slot corner, not the ditch, I'm sorry, the hinge. The slot corner is playing man-to-man since it's 3 match, safety rolling away. Now, if they're supposed to buzz out to the flat, and that nickel takes away the outside hinge route, the quarterback's next read is the inside hinge, right? He can't be able to play both. Got to have a little bit more separation between the two so he can play both. But if that would be if they were playing true cover 3, corner would be mid-pointing. But the fact that they played 3 match or that nickel was confused allowed for that outside receiver to be wide open. Great pitch and catch. Good pass pro all day, nice and easy. Beautiful pocket. I'm jealous. No, I'm just messing. Well, any quarterback would be jealous, realistically. Any quarterback would be jealous. All right, so now we're 3-by-1. Guard pulls, almost like a power variation. Oof. Good throwaway there. That could have been bad pick 6 right there. I don't know if that was a throwaway. I don't know if that was confusion. But safety felt like they were going to run that same choice, and he was going to undercut it, which he really could have. That's why possibly later you might throw seams on them. You might throw the bang again. If they start getting, I don't want to say that word, if they start getting a little bit, it starts getting a little hairy or they get a little downhill and they're trying to make the play. I don't know if you guys know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I'm jacked up. Wait till you guys, if you guys were ever in the film room, man, you guys would really laugh because a lot of jokes and a lot of fun happen in the film room. 3x1, tight end off, arc release, beautiful play. I don't know if this is center guard counter or if this is left tackle, left guard counter. Oh, it's probably going to be center since they have this odd front. So the center is going to make a me call. So when a center makes a me call, he's the one pulling. Usually it's, especially in our offense, it's guard and tackle, 53 and 74 would be pulling. But since it's an odd front, it's a little bit of an easier block for 75 to get down on that nose tackle. So now we're going to have our guard and center pull. Right tackle is going down. Tight end number 0 is going to be able to block the alley player. Great job by him. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Center takes first threat. Now we got to get 74 around. If 74 goes around this block, he's on number 4. Luckily, we have our wide receiver getting in the mix, trying to block since his player blitzed. Awesome. Great play. Great play. That's hat on a hat. That's what you love to see. Those are things you love to see as a coach. For motion in 3x1. Seeing cover 0 here. Probably going fast, so Coach Heupel's probably in Joey's ear right now, telling him what he wants or changing the play up. Going right back to that bang 8, that Alabama Jalen Waddle bang 8 from the slot. Inside leverage is a little bit tougher. Still got to be able to body him up, I think, right? Still got to be able to throw that thing eye level. I can guarantee you, as quarterbacks and wide receivers, you guys see it on tape. That same week or literally a few days later, you're working on it post-practice. You're probably throwing 15 of them, right, to probably 5 each to, or whatever it is, 3 each to each receiver, making sure that we don't make this mistake again or we don't miss these opportunities. Because for quarterbacks and receivers, they want their stats, right? They want their touchdowns. Any type of missed opportunity like this, you never like. Always want to get it back. Counter variation. I thought we blocked this up pretty well. He kind of had some guys falling around, flopping, messing up the holes for the running backs. But listen, it's football. See, we really did have hat on the hat. He blocked him really well. He just fell to the ground. Smart decision by him. Oh, put your helmet on. Don't get stepped on the face. All right. 3rd and 5. Got bunch formation here. So right now they're playing quarters coverage. They're playing goal line 4. So bottom of the screen, they're man-to-man, or they're playing 2-over-1 on this receiver, so they're doubling him up. The linebacker is responsible on the left side. The left linebacker, right of the hash, okay, he's responsible for our running back on the left side. So they're playing 1-on-1. That's where you expose this defense, right? That's that you try to find one-on-ones in this defense, and that's the biggest one-on-one, linebacker on running back. So you free release him, and if you could put him on an option or you could put him on an out or a crosser or any type of route, an in, a burst, whatever it is, that's where we really want to hit because linebackers shouldn't be able to cover our running backs. Okay, so they play 4-over-3 at the top of the screen. Realistically, when they play 4-over-3, it's a little bit tougher. They should be able to guard it. That's why in this coverage, the best thing to do is either hit the running back if we have running back on a progression or QB scramble, right? Okay, because they have 7 guys in coverage and they're all eyeing up every single offensive player, offensive threat, right? If you see right there, they're eyeing up everybody. So if we're able to feel that as a quarterback and feel like we have a rush lane, we kind of have a gigantic rush lane, me just bringing this up now, this is the perfect time to be able to scramble, perfect time for us to be able to explode up the field, get some yards. That pass pro makes me a little bit jealous. Like it would make any quarterback tough. They guarded that very well. Our one-on-one matchups bottom of the screen to this running back. See what I mean? He makes a miss. Ball on him now. If not, scramble. We have a lot of rush lanes. Tough. Not very good spacing. We get kind of bailed out a little bit there with a holding call. Tough. Stuffed it. Next play, mini dose. Counter variation right there with our 2 tight ends. It's really like Y and F counter. Beautiful play. So Y and F counter, zeros are going to be the kick. Miles is going to go through the hole, block 32, hat on hat, get vertical, one man to make, miss or break tackle, and he does it. That's a very physical run. Great play by the Vols there. 31 zip. Mini dose here. Play action. Okay, what are we running? We've been running our hinges, right? So right here, we see the safety roll down to the field. Easy. We're going away from, we call it afro. A-F-R-O. Away from rotation. That safety rotates bottom screen to the wide side. Take the easier throw to the boundary. Hinges, easy. 15 to 12 or 12 to 10. Depends on what coach and who likes to do it. Right back down the stem. Easy, easy, easy. Great pass pro. Untouched. Great shot. Just Coach Heupel makes the game super easy for these quarterbacks to see and read, right? And Joey's absolutely capitalizing on this opportunity of being with a great coach. All right, so we got GY counter here. Excellent job. Great run. Joey's playing very well, and these running backs are playing super well as well. Bishop and our transfer are doing excellent. I mean, there couldn't be a better hole right there from the offensive line standpoint, right? GY counter, great play. Great blocking. We got to get this block on the perimeter at wide receiver, right? That's something that we got to harp on. That's the difference between touchdowns and explosives. And when you start getting into those SEC games, you can't take for granted being able to score points on explosives. Or at least 10 more yards. We want to win. We want to get as many hidden yards as possible. 3-by-1. Basic duo or inside zone. We're going to throw this now route outside. Super good by that safety coming downhill. So like right there, it's way better than Syracuse had last week where there was so much more space. Right here, it's a little bit it's tougher for this receiver to make somebody miss with the safety rolling down this aggressive. Great play by him. Great play. That's where it was 2 over 2 out there. We don't really like smokes if they're running downhill like this. So you see that guy gets in the rush play where he gets into his run lane. Then it becomes true 2 over 2. He gets back out there. Great job by number 7. That safety was hitting all day. Safety was hitting all day. He popped off on tape. 3-by-1 bunch. Last time we had this, we ran a sort of a toss. Now we're running GY counter again. Miscommunication up front. Thank goodness we threw it out there. Now this is one that I wish we had back. Another one. Perimeter blocking. And I'm gonna show a video of what Coach Heupel kind of said at halftime. But on tape, you can notice that the perimeter blocking definitely could have been better. Right? We got 1 touchdown called back. We got a couple of explosive plays that could have happened. Explosive plays that did happen that could have been more yards. And now on this play, you know that you have the corner outside leverage. And you know where that this ball is going. It's flanking outside. We should be attacking his outside shoulder to block this right cornerback. We attack his outside shoulder, expecting him to go run full speed at it or trying to get our hat across to his outside shoulder. We don't get there. He gets that block. There's nobody out there. At least a 5-6 yard gain if he has to cut back because they have the 2 defenders on the hash running. But our guys are super fast. They could probably beat them. But it doesn't. So now back-to-back very good plays by ETSU. Now it's 3rd and 10. You see how he comes off the ball? He should be taking a flatter track immediately. Great play by that corner. Coaches are hyped up. They should be. That's a great play. Okay. Saw the same type of look. We saw cover 0, and we also saw some sort of cover 2. Now we see a 3 buzz. Great disguise. 3 different things that we saw from them. And now that confuses Joey. Great. That's a great possession by ETSU. That's a very, very good possession. They won 1st and 2nd down, like I said. So the biggest thing with this Tennessee offense, if you can win 1st down, win 2nd down, and create a 3rd and long, just like any offense, That's where you're in your money spot for us. That's where Kirby is probably going to be thinking about. So we have a guard pull here, true play action. Kirby's going to think to send blitzes, to stop the run, stop whatever he could on the early downs to make for third downs a little bit easier. Then he can throw out his crazy designs like this, where he has double mugs or when he has guys walking around. He also knows that this offensive line is still relatively new, right? There's still 4 new starters on this offensive line. We still have David Sanders that's banged up, hasn't played yet. Who knows if George is going to be his first test. But he knows that this is still relatively new. He'll send pressure and try to make us uncomfortable. Which these guys do here, contain. They're basically running bow. So bow is basic from the slot. Outside guys running either a snag route or an under. Bow route. That's NFL term. Okay, so big drive here, 3-by-1. Counter. They're playing well. These ETSU last 4 plays playing well. This is where Coach Hypel can understand where he said we kind of were sloppy, right? We got a GY counter. Left tackle misses the block inside. Great play by the kid. Great play by number 1 ETSU. Now we start negative. This is where it's tough. Got to get at least half back, 2nd and 13. Looks like some sort of cover 2, Tampa 2, wide safeties. As soon as you see wide safeties, you should be learning cloud. Perfect. Go right to cloud. Tough. I don't know if this pass was tipped on tape, but very tough look. I saw that the corner at the bottom of the screen started to sink a little bit better. Like I said, in cover 2, you have to. In this box, I don't know why we wouldn't be running the ball, per se, especially even on 2nd and 13. This is one where, as a coach, you're probably sitting there saying, like, all right, let's try to get it to like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, if you could. If you have a type of box like that to run the ball, just hand it. That was true RPO. 3-by-1. Rolling the 3 buzz again. Greatest guys. Good job by Joey here, staying true to his progression. So this is called shock. Okay, shock this is probably deep shock. Normal shock is 5-yard hitch on the outside. Number 2 receiver has an inside fade, so he's running approximately like 7 yards, 8 yards, and then he's going to dash to the fade to the bottom of the numbers. Okay, and then the tight end, the number 3, has would have a stick route on regular shock. Since it's deep shock, the only thing that changes is the number 3 receiver, instead of a 5-yard stick, he has a 10 to 12-yard stick, and then the outside receiver winds up having like an 8-yard hitch. Good job. Good catch right there. Yep, literally at 10 yards. Outside receiver is a little bit deep. I wouldn't expect 15 yards there. Great job dropping your shoulder. First down, Vols. Great job. Great job by Miles. Good job by Joey. Obviously, as a quarterback, you're like, what coverage are they playing right here? When you get to that situation as a quarterback, you just want to stick to your rules and just go, all right, what's our progression? Outside in. He knows, obviously, somebody has to go play him from coverage standpoint. Somebody has to drop out. And that's the money. Most of the time on this type of route, I remember versus West Virginia my sophomore year, we threw this a bunch. I threw a couple to Josh Palmer. That's the money route right there. Outside is kind of like a free access, and then number 2 is cover 1 purposes. But other than that, the number 3 back to, it should be either backside would be like a dig or something coming back, or the running back. It would be the Y to the backside. We got bunch left here. And we're going, so this is called Olay. Okay, Olay is bunch. We'll see this one more time. I got Olay from Denver Broncos. That's Sean Payton's play. That's what he calls it. Outside guy has a stem out. Point guy has a corner. Trying to put the corner in a bind. And then number 3, the tight end, has a with hitch. One corner, or out to corner to with hitch, and then backside you'll have a dagger. And if not, then you have flat control with the running back. Great job by Joey. They get that much depth. You go across the board that fast. You progress on. Excellent. Not open on the out. Not open on the corner. Miles is covered. We're getting backside. Dig is taken care of. Number 5 in the pass progression. Remember I said last week, if you can get your running backs out fast, it's awesome. And if you have an O-line that can let you progress minimally to, your third progression, that's awesome too. He got to 5 on that one, boys and girls. That's great play. Good run there. Good run. 1st and 10. We got 2x2. Play action pass. Okay, so we got guard pull, try to get these linebackers up. So right there we have double post, we have dipper, double post, and we have Z cross. So the Z is running an over route. Post by the bottom of the screen. This is great coverage by them, right? They have everything taken care of. The one thing I would say from this receiver standpoint on the right side running the cross is he should be almost aiming a little bit deeper. Okay, so we have 10 yards. He's at 18. If he got to 22 and almost ran towards the 30, you possibly would be able to shoot this throw now to him. Okay, because you also have that guy's back right there. So right now with his back there, shooting that ball to the 25 area wouldn't be bad. This play, since they're up by 30, I saw this on Saturday. Since they're up 38-0, listen, I understand. Going into the season, is this a great decision? When you're throwing this, letting this go, throwing it deep to the receiver that you pointed up? I don't know about this one right here. I do think that the competition that we're going to face is going to be able to make a play on this, right? Like you have a lot of bodies down there, but you get this standpoint, throw a Hail Mary up, great play by our receiver, catch throw. I don't know much to say, but obviously if this is a tight game, that's a really bad decision. Since we're winning, we can say we sit there and he throws it, it's a touchdown. It's a great decision, great play. Very risky. He points him up, and then he just kind of shoots it without noticing the safety still back there. Shoots it up. That's as a coach, that's tough. He gets hit on this, so as a quarterback's perspective, he's looking at the turf right now after getting hit. And then you hear absolutely the best crowds in the nation going insane, screaming. So then you know somebody called it touchdown. Everybody's going hype. But listen, you can do those type of things when you're up, right? When you're down or if it's a close game, then it's tough. I don't think we scored the rest of this drive. But listen, hey, I'm only going to do the first half for this one. Obviously, we scored a lot of points. School record. I'm going to go right now to show you guys what Coach Heupel kind of said about this first half. My honest opinions, I thought we looked really good. There was things to clean up blocking-wise that I saw, whether it was from the perimeter. Obviously, in the box, it's a little bit tougher because you're seeing an opponent do a lot of different things that you weren't maybe prepared for, or they were just doing things that weren't as sound, right? And listen, you just got to stick to your rules. You got to keep your eyes up, especially with movement, those sort of things. But we were able to make plays from the running back position. Wide receivers made plays. Joey played a very good game. Offensive line still learning, saw different looks. This is only going to make them better. Our tight ends are still trying to block their tails off. All in all, good. But this is what Coach Heupel had to say about the game, or say about the first half.
Stellar performance on offense, 427 yards total through the first half. What did you see that you liked the most here?
Man, I'm going to be honest. I thought we were really sloppy at times. There's a lot that we need to clean up. We need to play better. It's in some of our targets, our perimeter screen game, execution in the pass game. There's a lot to improve upon.
So, listen, I think he's spot on, right? Like as a coach, you want to keep them honest. They obviously seen the score and they're up by 40 points at halftime. Everybody's happy. Everybody's sitting there hooping and hollering, cool. But from an offensive perspective, you want to make sure that they understand where they can get better at, and they have to get better super fast going into this week because this is obviously the next game. You gotta go 1-0 each week, but this is the biggest game of their season right now going into it. Early predictions, obviously, I would love to see Tennessee keep it very close toward the end, make their quarterback have to make really tough throws. Offensively, if we can be able to sit there and score 17 to 20 points and make it a close game, I think that would be right there for the taking. We obviously need our defense to play big, stop the run, but Georgia's offense hasn't been as good as it's been in the past, and they're still trying to find themselves offensively. I think this is the perfect time for the Vols to get their first really, really big win of the season that's really needed. So obviously, listen, going 3-0 is awesome. It's going to be a really tough battle. Got a lot to learn from this tape. we got out of there healthy. Wonder if storyline with David Sanders is going to be around, if our defenders, we have our 2 key players, if they're going to be back. I'd love if McCoy was able to play, obviously, but we'll see. Just want to say thank you again to you guys. Obviously, this is my second video. Going to be making a couple more this week. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, do your thing. Much love, peace, and blessings. As always, go Vols, baby.